What's going on, everyone? Before Apple moves on to the iPhone 13, I think it would be very important for them to fix a couple of other things with their current iPhone lineup. Things that I really hope Apple will end up fixing in the new iPhone 13. These are some of the issues that I've had with the iPhone 12 specifically. You can find these issues on all the other iPhones of the past. Before I do get into the video though, I'm going to kindly ask for you guys to look for the subscribe button and smash it for me. I do a lot of content surrounding tech and iPhones and Apple and all that stuff. So if you're into that, make sure to smash the subscribe button. Now, the first issue that I have with the past iPhones that I'm hoping Apple can fix would be the Lightning / MagSafe situation that they got going on. I know that Apple makes a crap ton of money with Lightning accessories, and that's probably why they will never ever switch to something like USB-C, but I can still hope and dream. The reason why I like USB-C is because all of my current devices use USB-C. I feel like it should be the standard for all new devices that are being released. A lot of Android phones already use USB-C, so it's really just iPhone that is sticking with Lightning. And like I said, they're probably never gonna switch to USB-C just because they make so much money with Lightning cables. But that's okay, I'm okay with that. And it's not like Apple doesn't already have USB-C in its devices. It's on the iPad Air 4, it's on the iPad Pro, and it's also on the current generation MacBooks and a couple MacBook generations before that. So USB-C is not something new to Apple. But fine, let's say that they never ever switch to USB-C. I'll be okay with that as long as we get a better solution than Lightning. Typically speaking, I've always hated Lightning cables that Apple provides. Then the quality is not that good, although in the more recent devices like the iMac, you're seeing a more durable cable. Lightning is just not there yet in terms of it being durable, and I think it's too short. I hate Lightning. Now, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about Apple's future going forward, and a lot of it surrounds portless iPhones. Those are phones that are not going to have Lightning, not going to have USB-C, but will charge through something called MagSafe. You might have heard of it. MagSafe has been around for years, and honestly, it sucks. MagSafe is not that great. I've talked about it in a couple of videos. When Apple launched MagSafe with the iPhone 12 last year, I didn't really think it was that good. And the reason why is because, one, again, the cable kind of sucked. It was too short, and I felt like when I was using the iPhone 12 and the iPhone was charging on the dresser and I'm reaching to use it, sometimes when I take my phone up, I noticed that the MagSafe will just fall off and bam, hit the floor. So I had a lot of questions surrounding the durability around MagSafe, and that is just the charger. Last month, Apple released the wireless charging bank for the iPhone, and that again sucked. The reason why I think it sucked is because while I was using it, the phone was dying. It's kind of strange. I bought a charger and it's still killing my phone. And I know a lot of people would say that the point of the MagSafe wireless charging bank is for efficiency. It's to charge your phone the best way, maintain its battery life, and just make sure that your phone doesn't die. But to be honest, it's not really why I want to spend $100 to make sure my phone doesn't die. I kind of don't want to have this thing attached the whole time. So what you need to do is charge my phone and let me put you away for later use. That would be ideal, especially if I'm going to spend $100. So MagSafe is not really that good. I think Apple needs to fix MagSafe with the new iPhone 13, maybe come at it again with a different perspective. And also, honestly, I'm okay with the portless phone as long as they have a good solution to that. So please, Apple, fix that. Next up would be FaceID / TouchID. I think that when FaceID came out, it was amazing. Seriously, it was hard for me to go back to a TouchID based phone because FaceID was so efficient, it was quick. I just whip out the phone, next thing you know, I'm in it. There's no waiting, there's no nothing. So that's what I really liked about FaceID. But enter 2020, things got a little bit crazy and FaceID became annoying and TouchID became more ideal. I would hope that they would come up with a solution that's similar to the iPad Air 4, where you have a TouchID sensor integrated into the power button and you can just easily unlock your phone. That way, if I'm wearing a mask, I can use the TouchID power button and quickly enter my phone or if I'm not wearing a mask, the best way would be Face ID, which is quicker and more efficient. Now, Apple does not have to look too far for these solutions. I recall when I was on Android having like 6 different ways to get into my Samsung S8, which was released years ago. So like I mentioned, Apple has a couple of options. They can do Touch ID on the power button, in-glass fingerprint reader, as we've seen on many budget Android phones. Apple honestly has been the best at unlocking phones for the last few years, so I have a lot of confidence that whatever they do, they can actually do it. And last but not least is the display. The iPhone 12 is honestly one of the best, most gorgeous displays that you're gonna see on a recent phone. It's stunning. So it's not really the way that the display looks, it's just the way that the display refreshes. And if you don't know what that means, I'm talking of course about 120 Hertz. So that means that the phone refreshes a lot quicker, meaning that when you're using it and navigating around the phone screen, doing things like watching movies, to navigate around the home screen and the OS and using apps and all that stuff, it's going to be a lot quicker, a lot smoother if you're using a 120 Hertz display. A lot of people don't even notice this. The average consumer will not notice the difference, but the thing is, Apple already has this technology. Look at the iPad Pro. It has Pro Motion, and what that means is that the iPad determines the refresh rate based on what you're doing. So watching something on YouTube, it's gonna go down to around 24 frames per second. But if you're doing things like gaming or anything that's really intensive and requires a lot of refreshes, then it's gonna scale up to 120 Hertz. They can literally let the iPhone choose it through ProMotion and it works. And it still has a pretty great battery life. And in the past, Apple did not have the technology around to implement this on millions and millions of devices that they're gonna sell. But I mean, I think it's time. I think they can do it. Android has been doing it for years now. And also, not to mention, those are some budget phones or mid-range phones that give you this option. So that is something that I'm hoping Apple really fixes. Please, Apple, just fix it. But yeah, what are you guys looking forward to in the new iPhone 13? Do you have any issues with the current iPhone 12? And how do you think Apple can fix them? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you found this video useful. And also, if it's not too much to ask, if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.